Thank you so much. This is Kalamu from KK Media here. And then thank you for coming to our media. So I think as you have been, as you know, for the last maybe 2 or 3 months, we have been engaging in providing information on the basic tips and traps of scholarship related issues. Especially we begin with the Hong Kong PhD fellowship scheme, and then that scheme, you remember that we have been delivering basic tips how you're going to be successfully applying the fellowship and what you're going to be the hacks, and the end of the application now is almost there. So many of you have been using our tips, and then we have been communicating a lot in clarifying certain maybe certain things in the process. So I think thank you for that, for having that communication, and for having many things together, and hopefully we're going to be successful in that regard. So I think in today's session, I think I brought you basically a generic issue that what will be even the tricks and maybe the tips on scholarship related interviews. What would be, I think, most of the things, including those who applied for Hong Kong PhD fellowship and others who are really applying to different parts of the world. If we're gonna have, if our scholarship application has an interview in it, maybe at the process at the end or maybe at the middle of the application, I think I wish you to know such things, I wish you to know certain things. I think during my previous experiences and others' experience in our discussion, I think we can at least suggest you certain tips in that regard. What will be the key issues which you should consider at least, and then you can use this minimum issues as a benchmark, and you can expand it accordingly actually. So as an aspect of it, maybe as you remember in the last session while providing the tips on the Hong Kong PhD fellowship scheme application, I have promised that I'm gonna have an interview on that. Normally interview guides will be given as a lecture tutorial, so that's the continuation of that one. So I think it's not only for Hong Kong actually. Yeah, so the main focus will be on Hong Kong, but it can be applicable in different parts of the world. I think I have included maybe the experience which I have in different parts of the my interviews, not only here but in different parts of my previous scholarship applications. So I think it will be important for all who is interested to know more about the scholarship interview related tips and maybe important issues actually. So I think without further ado on that, I think our today's tutorial will be on what are the basic issues that an interviewee may supposed to know about to be successfully providing us some reflections on scholarship interviews at any level, a master's, PhD, and at any level. So as a matter of emphasis, I think we can thematize this the scholarship related interviews into 3 sections. I think we can have 3 components, and the first component will be about the general background, and the second will be about the issue of the scholarship or fellowship related critical questions that are related with our own essays, and the last is our implication, the impact of that. When we then what? Questions will be part of that. Okay, so let's see one by one how you can at least attempt it, and then you can expand on that for us using your own experiences. So let me begin with the first section. I think the first section, especially in the general background, I think ahead of just going into the detailed questions, let me give you a brief issue about the Hong Kong PhD fellowship scheme. I think you need to know about the procedures, how the screening is going on. The screening will proceed actually. I think it can have at least 3 phases. Especially, I think it will be important for you to read and to know more about the phases, and then to get prepared on that. And I think concerning the PhD fellowship stream here in Hong Kong, I think you need to pass through 3 critical phases. The first phase will be that your application will be submitted, and after to the department. So the department is responsible to screen you, and the department at the department level will have its own chair to screen you, and the department will screen you for fellowship or for studentship that will be allotted in the university. Different forms of scholarships are there, and they may not be accepting you, that you have service status at the department level. So if you're going to be selected for fellowship, you will proceed for the other phases, If you're going to be screened for fellowship, I think the department will screen you and then will write a recommendation about you and then based on your profiles, They will have critical recommendations for you to be screened for further phases. And then after the department screens you, the department will send you to the college or the school or the institute committee, the institute committee, where the different departments are sending like that. That's the procedure. Each department will screen their candidates for the fellowship, and then they will have a committee there at the college and the faculty or at the school institute level. They will have your own committee to screen you. So those committees still using the parameters set there, the 4 parameters, they will screen individuals. So you'll be one of the competent there. So in that competition, that committee will screen individuals, candidates from different departments, and then they will screen you, and and then that college or maybe the institute level committees will will prepare even a list of those candidates, successful candidates at the college level will really be screened for further competition, The further competition will be at the university level, at the university level. So different colleges and then faculties and schools will send their candidates to the university level. There will be a panel of committees at the university from different fields for that matter there, from social, natural science, and from medicine, and from health science in general, from engineering too. So you'll be competent at the university level. In the university level, they have their own panel committees, which will gonna screen you for the final phase for that matter. So the university committees will screen even candidates for that matter. So the screening committee, then the university level screening committee will screen the finalists at the university level, and then they will send you to the grant committee, the research grant committee, which is an outsider, not in the university. So the committee, the RGC, the RGC will collect those candidates, and then they will not even accept all. They have their own international screening committees for that matter. The RGC will have they have their own committees that will be screened, that will be from different parts of the world, actually, professors or research scholars from different parts of the world. They will really screen those candidates which are sent to them from the 8 universities that are part of this scholarship, actually. So that is the critical phase where you should know about that. That's why you need to have this knowledge, and then you need to be careful about the interview issues, So that is the phase, and then knowing this might give you a clue, and then makes you to give emphasis on the interviews. So having this information as a benchmark to get ready for the interviews. So let's go to what will be the minimum things that can be asked in the general background information. As you know, as an inevitable part of any interview anywhere, for a job or for any case, the first and the most important thing is about self-introduction, I think. Self-introduction is an aspect of this general information section, and then obviously you know that what self-introduction means. You know what I mean by that. But the main emphasis that you need to give in the self-introduction is about, I personally would suggest you to bring the 4 parameters into this stage, I think. You know that the main emphasis of the fellowship is about screening you based on 4 parameters. About the academic achievement, the first, I think, parameter to consider. They have their own specific emphasis on that. And then the second one is about research experiences. And the third one is about your communication and interpersonal skills and the leadership skills are there. So, and as you know, considering the obvious parts of self-introduction, I think you should emphasize on your own personal achievement in the area of academic related issues, your own academic scores, your own international experience, if you have that, your institutions where did you attend your schooling, locally and globally, and their rank too, the rank of your universities over there, and the employment you have been doing now from past to present, and then practically show them your active engagement in the area of projects, in the area of research, in the area of research, and other parts of your engagements, which make you bold, competent candidate. Even especially it's a golden opportunity for you to mention things that are not stated in the motivation or in any part of the essay. You can really emphasize on that. You can really boldly show your motivation, your vision and dream to be here, and why you need to be a competent, internationally competent candidate in the fellowship. I think you need to show them like that. And about your leadership experience and then about your communication skills needs to be boldly given in a brief sense. Even though that might be brief, but make it more informative in relation to the 4 parameters, including that including your own background, previous education background, and then the other parts. I think it is good to be bold on the 4 parameters. That will be the important question that you need to consider in the self-introduction section. The other information is about the status of your university. I think mostly they're gonna ask you about the status of your universities, maybe your previous schools where you graduated from, especially universities. Locally, you just better to know about the status of your own universities and be honest on that. I think they can check it from internet, isn't it? They can check it like you and me, but be honest and then try to convince them that they provide information about the rank of your universities locally and globally, and their engagement research. In their engagement research and your engagement in that area might be important. That will be an important thing that you need to know. Required in the first section of the interview, the basic information about general information can be about your personal introduction, your institutions, detail about that, and profiling and stating you who you are, why you're going to become a candidate here, and what are your own past and present accomplishments that are the key issues for that matter. Your personal and institutional profiling is key, and in that regard, please try to audit yourself and organize to reflect on those things actually. And having this, and then the second aspect will be about the second section of the interview will be about the actual issues on scholarship and fellowship related issues. And of course, this is the area where you're going to be asked on the basic essays that you have written actually. It's mostly in one way or another way, the questions will be related with the essays you have written. Obviously, in any part of our scholarship competitions, we have essays. So first and for the most important thing which I want to give is that try to internalize them and be confident, be reflective on that, and be informative on that. Try to have a rehearsal on that, So be and I think organized in that case to reflect any questions that are going to be raised from your own essays, and then be alerted on that. And one of the important questions that going to be asked in relation with the scholarship section is about the selection of the universities where you have already applied, or maybe in Hong Kong or anywhere else in the world actually. Considering in Hong Kong actually, why you choose the university you have selected. That is the most important question that you're going to be asked, why you selected the university. If you're going to choose Hong Kong University, why Hong Kong University than the other 8 universities or the other 7 universities? That will be a question to be asked, I think. I know you have your own answer for that, but as a suggestion, I think you can reflect it into 3 aspects. The first one is about your own intention, your own field of study. That's if it's not in the other universities, that will be a mere justification. If not, even the department where you have applied is more important for you. That's the area where you get impressed with. You can mention your own personal reason why you chose that university in terms of selecting that particular department in relation to your own vision and dream of having that one. That might be the one justification. The second justification about staff profiles. You can mention about that. The internationally competent and vibrant staff members that are in the department where in the university which I applied makes you to choose the university. That's important. That you can mention about their own vibrant and international experience, engagement, publication or projects, and different things can be included. And the third one is about the university status itself. The rank of the university locally in Hong Kong and Asia, in the world, it can be included in terms of research engagement that is engaging, the publications that it has, or the different committee level engagement that the university is delivering can be considered as a third aspect of it. So you can include more others and then check those things, I think. So make sure that you have an answer for that and check the status of the university locally, globally, and the different parameters, in terms of research, projects, and staff profile, and your own departmental rank, by the way. The rank of the department in the global level, it might have its own reason for you. That will be an important justification that you can include. And the second question in relation with the second aspect is about why you're going to be an ideal candidate, why we force you to choose to be a fellowship student. This is a critical question. In fact, why you're going to be an ideal candidate for the fellowship or for the scholarship, which we are really applying anywhere, can be an important question that needs to be given a reasonable answer. I think the answer might be open. I think the point here is not about providing things which are not on the ground, but the point is justifying and expressing why you're going to be an ideal candidate, and using and bring them the 4 parameters into the agenda. I think you can express who you are there, and you can show your academic achievement, you can research experience, your dreams and visions in relation with the 4 parameters, and how you're going to be a competent candidate. That will be really important. The 4 parameters will be important here, and the motivations which which makes you to be a PhD candidate could be important. Your vision and dreams and goals in the area of research, in the area of personal achievement might be a critical points to be included here. That will be important, I think, for you, that are key to be included as part of this one. So in this regard, I think make sure that about you know about the essays you have written about in relation with this one. There are motivation sections is there. Try to internalize that and then justify it as if it is your own essay. Be confident enough in having that, and express the intentions, what you have intended to do so to about that one. So the issue is not about the objectivity of your answer, rather the way how you can present, the way you convince them, the way you be competent candidate. They're gonna invest on you, isn't it? So if they want you to be invested on, I think they should know you, and then they should be confident enough and then be informative and be confident for that matter. That will be an important aspect that you can include. And the other important issue in relation with this section is about the research data issue. I think one of the things with what we have been asked, especially personally, I was asked, is about the data collection issue. I personally was planning to collect the data in Ethiopia, and they have asked me, why not? What if it's going to be conducted in Hong Kong? Of course, in this regard, be open-minded for that matter. I think for me, I think you can be open in this regard, that in the way that I can conduct in Hong Kong if it is affordable, if it's feasible, especially in terms of language barrier. If the language barrier will not be affecting me, why not? I can have it in Hong Kong, or I can have it in other parts of the world. Actually, if I can do that one, I think we can do that. I'm really open to do it anywhere as far as that is feasible and affordable. I will do it. But for now, the reason why I'm selecting the place where you are selecting now, if you're going to be in your country, justify it in terms of the data that you're going to have it, in terms of maybe the feasibility, the language barrier, the cost wise, the different issues can be justified. At any point, they need the justification in this regard. But my advice is be open-minded. Justify why you selected the current place of data collection. Otherwise, you can do it anywhere in consultation with your supervisor. That's possible. I think it will not be like that. Actually, the proposal you're going to submit will not be the last, unless otherwise you have settled with your professors as ahead of coming here. But mostly there's a possibility of changing your title here or your proposal here. So in this regard, you can be open-minded, and you will know a lot of things here than the one which you have now. It will not be like that. Actually, you'll have different experience here, and then there's a possibility of changing or improving it that way. So justify why you want to collect it now at this moment in a place where you have selected, but be open-minded that you can have it anywhere, including here in Hong Kong. That will be an important thing that they're gonna ask you, and then you need to reflect it properly. Actually, that will be the important thing. The other one is about the supervisor issue. If you didn't yet have a potential supervisor, they're gonna ask you, do you have any supervisor, or who is, if so, tell us who is he, and then how you selected him, and something like that. So if you have a confirmation on that, just you can mention that, and then you can explain the communication you have had, the thing you have been experiencing with the professor. And mostly, if you are not securing a supervisor, you can mention the potential supervisor. You can check from the profile of the university. You can check, and then which are check professors, which might be an ideal supervisors for you in relation with your research area. You can have candidates, at least 2 or 3 candidates, and then you can reflect on that if you're going to be asked, basically. So the most important message which I want to give you in this section, in the scholarship and fellowship related issues, about be informative about the essays you have written. That is the important thing. And then in expressing that, show who you are, and then your self-expression, your arguments are important things than the exact answer. Your credentials will be important in this regard. So make sure that you are organized. You have organized the answers in relation with the parameters, and make sure that you have internalized the essays you have written. So you'll be asked even in relation with publications, for that matter. Publication-related questions will be part of that. And especially the proposal-related questions will be part of this section. So they will ask you about reflecting on your proposal. Try to give a brief descriptions of your proposal. A title, objectives, methodology, and deliverables. That's outcomes. That's what you'll be asked about that. So be ready for that. And publications. They're gonna ask you maybe a brief discussion on one aspect of your publication, or generally overall about your publications will be requested. I've got that question actually when I have been in the interview. I think they have asked me the relatedness of one publication. They have asked to briefly summarize an article, for that matter, and then the relatedness of that article with my current paper, my current proposal was asked. They have asked me like that. So be informative about the publications that we have submitted, and then and need to have information on those publications. At least publications related to which are related to your current proposal needs to be clearly understood, and others too. If you're gonna be asked, have the information about your publications. That will be part of this section. Then the last section will be about then what the impact of your journey in Hong Kong. At the end of the day, what is going to be the case? What will be the contributions of your own education here in Hong Kong, and what will be your role then? That will be a critical case. I think that might be part of the essay. Actually, it's going to be part of your essay, and maybe so. If not, that will be mostly a question. So I think in this regard, you may have multiple answers. Actually, you can have a lot of answers, but for me, my suggestion, you can organize them into 3 sections, into 3 parts. The first one is you're going to be an ambassador, in fact, isn't it? You're going to be an ambassador in promoting the opportunities here in Hong Kong, field-based opportunities and globally speaking, and maybe in the sense of Hong Kong, as an ideal hub, for educational hub, and you could promote it for your friends, and globally you'll be an ambassador for the department or for the Hong Kong in general. You can, at least professionally and personally, you can be an ambassador, which can promote the things you have had it here. That will be important. The second one is about the partnership issue. That will be an important aspect, by the way. When you mean by partnership, I think after graduating from this university, there's a high possibility that you'll have a professional and institutional partnership with the universities which you have attended, or other universities in Hong Kong. So the point is you will work with the professors, research. You will work with your professors to research together in here and in Hong Kong. You have a partnership, personal and professional partnership, and you will even have a formal partnership with the universities or the institutions which you are working in Ethiopia or in parts of your country. You can work. You can have you can be an actor, a mediator, to have a formal partnership between institutions here in Hong Kong and in your country. That will be the second important thing that you can mention. And the last, that will be the research implications. Actually, you will have a strong research foundation between Hong Kong. You can at least share the experience in Hong Kong and invite professors to teach. You can invite professors to teach and to conduct research there in your country, and then we can have data, database. And nowadays the global society, especially the data science, is bringing global data into our village, isn't it? So we can do research between the professor here and the place where we are in, so we can have a database and organize a big data and then work on publications together, We can have research workshops together. You can invite professors, and then you can be invited. So that type of exchange, student staff exchange, will be part and parcel of the agenda. And you can include more. You can include more than that. So at least you can frame things in this way, and then you can add more things in that way. So these are the critical, I think, the at least the minimum issues you should consider while preparing yourself for scholarship and fellowship related interviews globally, and particularly here in Hong Kong. I think these things are not the holistic and comprehensive. I think I prepare it not for considering it as full, but it is a benchmark for you. You can use it as a benchmark and organize yourself more than that, and then you can ask even as far as the issues are concerned, that they are field specific for that matter. So you can consult friends who are here in Hong Kong or any part of the world about related issues, and you can dig out about the certain issues other than this one. So for me, I provide it as a benchmark of being a competent candidate. I wish you to be here, to be honest. And then I hopefully you'll be a practical witness for me, and we'll have practical interviews on that. So hopefully this tutorial will be really beneficial. I'm really quite sure that it will be really important for you. And then my wish is you will be successful, and I wish you a successful interview, and then hopefully we will have a kind of physical conversation here in Hong Kong. And I wish you your best, and then your success in the journey. And then if you need any further questions, especially related with this fellowship and any other issue, please let me know. And then you can chat us on our own Telegram group, KK Scholastic Hub, or in our YouTube media, and especially KK Media Tube. You can at least mention anything else which are relevant ahead of your interview. So I wish you a successful interview, and hopefully you'll find this important. And then please don't forget to subscribe, like, share it to your friends, and then that will be important. Thank you very much for your attention, and good luck. Bye bye. Have a nice time.